Hello, beautiful friends. How are you? I hope you've had a wonderful and restful, rejuvenating week and you're looking forward to the weekend as much as I am. I'm going back to handheld today, the handheld camera, because today's gonna be a maintenance day. Misako gets organized in Mexico because I need to set up some systems and build some better habits that will just help me get on track.
Think it's time to call it quits. Kitchen tap is broken, drip, 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 drip. Dirty dishes in the sink.
If you haven't noticed, sometimes I'm kind of all over the place. I hop in different directions when I'm telling a story. And something that's really helped me stay focused, not only in my daily life, but in my work, is a product called Magic Mind. I talked about this briefly on my Instagram a little bit ago, and I'm really excited to talk about it more today. And they also happen to be the sponsor for today's video. So I used to drink Magic Mind every day years ago in LA, and I've recently reintroduced it to my routine, and it is really helping me stay on track as I embark on my new creative journey. I've never liked the way that coffee makes me feel. It makes me feel jittery and all over the place, and I don't like that, the spike in energy and then the crash, but I don't feel that way when I drink Magic Mind. I attribute that to the L-theanine in the matcha that's in the Magic Mind. I've spent the last couple of years researching holistic options to treat my anxiety and stress, and just something that I can take to make me feel more calm. And I came across adaptogens like lion's mane and ashwagandha, and those ingredients are in Magic Mind as well, which is great because it just makes it easier for me to consume. And lastly, as someone who exercises a pretty good amount, I literally just got back from a workout. I love that Magic Mind has cordyceps mushrooms in it because that helps with post-exercise inflammation and endurance. I drank this one before my workout, but here's a fresh new baby. I also just love that it's so small and cute, but seriously, I don't partner with a lot of brands on my channel, so if I'm taking on a partnership, I really do believe in the product, and I truly, with my whole heart, believe that this is one of the greatest wellness products on the market, and it has made such a positive impact on my life. If you're interested in learning more about Magic Mind, you can click the link in my description to learn more about them, to try it out, and also use my code Misako20 for 20% off. So now that I've told you about the amazing product that is going to fuel my day, I'm about to get my day started, and we're gonna head to a cafe because the Wi-Fi is actually out of my apartment. And I like to switch it up. I like to work from different places. Sometimes when I'm home, that also, I find I get a little distracted. So I'm gonna go head over there and get into this calendar blocking. All right, so we're walking to the cafe now. Lucy's here. Hi. And the first step in getting organized, the girls say, is calendar blocking. I want to get into the habit of blocking off my days, getting organized, because some days I just lose them. Oh my God, I know. So we're going to a cafe now to do that. I have a meeting, and that's how I'm gonna spend the first half, or the first quarter of Misako getting organized in Mexico. Okay, I'm taking a little stretching break. I didn't put it in my calendar because I feel like I don't need to block out time for rest. Rest does not have to be earned. I say this all the time. And yeah, I just think it's important to, if you can, get outside, stand up. Even if you can't get outside, to stand up. A really big realization I had when I was working my other job was I was just turning into a person who was not moving throughout the day, and the work I was doing was taking me out of alignment of the lifestyle that I really want to lead. I want to be an active person, and I never want to be someone that values work and hustling and sitting at my computer over my physical, spiritual, mental health. So now that I do have more flexibility, I want to make sure I'm prioritizing that. So taking time to stand up. Also, I don't even think I showed the cafe I was working out of. It's called Camomila. I really like it because there's always a lot of space. They're really nice here, and they have a lot of vegetarian and vegan options on the menu. So I can work from here and get a snack that I like. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'll probably walk up and down the block and then get back to it. This is the first time that I'll actually walk while I'm talking. This is the first time I thought my mic was off. This is the first time that I've gotten my email to 0 in Lord knows how long. I'm just really not, I don't like that part of work unless it's a project that I'm really excited about. And not that I'm not excited about my own projects, but I would much rather get on the phone is what I'm saying. Like, I'm the girl that's like, let's hop in a call, let's FaceTime. I was definitely that girl at my job that was like, do you want to just like drop a link to a Google Meet and chat? So yeah, I'm feeling relaxed. And also I want to add another tip for getting organized. That like Google Task tool where you can turn an email into a task is really helpful. Not only does it help you like remember to do things, but sometimes I feel like I just leave messages in my inbox on unread so that I don't forget the task, and then it's just like a long list of unopened emails. So I highly recommend, if you're trying to get organized and on top of things, to utilize that. Yeah, there's a little market going on. One thing about Mexico, you can always find some fresh fruit and veggies. Very grateful for that. Okay, I'm gonna go back inside the cafe now and hit the next part of my day. Something else that I forgot to mention is that I have fully turned into a Notion girl, and if you're someone that needs to plan out content, they have a lot of good templates. I'm using the content calendar template. I'll show you what it looks like. I am not taking credit for any of this. This template was already created, and I just put in what I needed, and like, you have different statuses. You can put as many details or as little details as you need, and it's just a nice way, if you have a lot of ideas, to get them out of the notes section of your phone and into something that's a bit more organized. And if you like need to add other people to this is very like user friendly, and you can add multiple people to a board. So I highly recommend. It's taken me a long time to get comfortable with Notion because I just like to scribble things down on paper or like the Notes app, but it's really helped me and reminds me when I have ideas that I haven't executed yet. I'm going home to have lunch. I want to talk about something that I feel like I've been very open and honest and vulnerable about on my channel. But, you know, I think I mentioned that a big part of the reason I kept my previous job for as long as I did, I mean, it wasn't that long, but as long as I did, because, you know, and a lot of my other jobs, because they put me in a position to be able to help my family, which is all I ever want to do. I mean, I feel like that's the driving force behind all my work. I talk about this all the time. I'm not saying this for praise, but I'm just giving this context. And I think one of the most difficult parts about this transition has been, and maybe this isn't a difficult thing, maybe it's necessary, I mean, it's still hard, but having to set boundaries when it comes to like what I can do now, because it's so not in my nature with anyone, not even just family. Like, I want to be able to help everyone that I can with my resources, my time, my energy, and I'm like realizing that I can't do that the way that I was. And like I said, it's probably good for me to learn how to set boundaries, you know, with everyone, but it's just been hard, and I'm not even necessarily doing it yet, but I didn't realize that this was going to be probably the hardest part about this transition. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. I feel like I always want to keep it 100 on my channel, and although I am so grateful and like living a life that I truly feel like is just so blessed, it doesn't come without hardships. And yeah, like, no one's life is perfect, and I definitely don't ever want to create a space where you think my life is perfect. So yeah. When was the last time that your gut, your intuition actually steered you in the wrong direction? So why would you think now would be any different? I have another tip and something that I've been doing to stay organized and try kind of get ahead of my content. This is for content creators, but I think this could apply to a lot of different fields. I think it's really been beneficial for me to take time each morning or afternoon to write down, like I set a quota, like 8 TikTok ideas before I go to bed or when I get up in the morning. Even if they're not good, getting to the habit of writing down ideas, coming up with ideas, even if, you know, like I really have to squeeze them out, forcing my brain to go there at some point every day, I think has made it easier for me to just like be in a constant creative flow. And like I said, some of the ideas aren't good and some of the videos you will never see, but it's been a really good practice for me. I've talked about this on my channel before, but I used to like only create when I felt inspired or when I felt like my ideas were good enough. And what I've learned through Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art and Turning Pro, that's his sequel, that you got to do the work even when you don't feel 100%. You got to show up even when you don't feel like the ideas are the best. Like do it anyway. And not to say that you should like force yourself to work through like extremely difficult times and like when you need rest, you should push yourself and work more. That's not what he means or what I mean. I think it's just like when you don't feel your most creative, when you don't feel like you're cutest, taking the time to write the ideas down and film the stuff anyways. Because there are going to be days when you just don't feel like it. But in order to get better, I think it's important to push through those moments. And just like that, it's the evening. I've actually never used this camera at night. Let me hold this because my shirt is loose. Okay, so that was a day of getting organized. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I hope that you got some useful tips, and please leave your tips for organization and content planning and staying on top of your tasks below. Let me cross the street without getting hit. Right now it's around like 7:20. I'm heading to dinner with my friends Amy and Brenda, who have been out of town. I'm very excited to see them and to enjoy some sushi. And yeah, just catch up with the girls. Thank you all for tuning in today. It was nice to have the camera back in my hand, but I do love working with Eduardo and getting some help because I just feel like he can capture angles that I wouldn't think of. Don't forget to click the link in my bio to check out Magic Mind and use my code for a discount code. It's too dark in all of these little corners. Let me just stop and do my little outro before I walk into another person. But thank you all for taking the time to press play on today's video. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for being so patient and kind. And as always, thank you for being here. Another thing I wanted to ask, because Amy and I have been talking about it, she's gonna do a dating series on her channel, but I was curious if you guys wanted a dating episode of Misako in Mexico. I feel like that's part of my life that I haven't really talked about that much, and I'm very open to sharing. But let me know in the comments below as well if you're interested in learning about that.